We are here with Grant Sandground and David Anton. We want to talk a little bit about Upper Deck's new epac Quest program on Ultimate Collection Hockey, which launched today. Grant, what is epac Quest?
Quest is an achievement-based game whereby every card is active in gameplay. And what it is, it's a game we've created, basically a skeletal structure we've created that overlays over the entire checklist of Ultimate Collection, whereby it is kind of NHL player based. So every player that has at least one card in the checklist represents their own unique category to collect and compete within. So it allows you, by far, it's the most player collector friendly and or team set collector friendly game we've ever created for epac, because if you're a fan of the Ottawa Senators, for example, you can choose to compete within the Mike Hoffman or the Mark Stone or the Erik Karlsson categories. Or you can just pick your favorite player. If Sidney Crosby is your favorite player, you can buy your Ultimate Collection packs, trade off whatever you want for Crosby cards, and go and compete with specifically within the Sidney Crosby category.
So this program was basically designed for player collectors to have a new achievement-based program?
Well, it was specifically designed because the fact that Ultimate Collection is a super premium product, we felt it was very important that every card you open out of a pack has active gameplay and potential for high points. We also felt it was important to kind of level the playing field a little bit and take a little bit of the pressure off of Connor McDavid, for example, or Dylan Larkin being the big pulls, whereby the Connor McDavid player category actually is an equal amount of first place points as the Mike Hoffman category. So it kind of creates a more level playing field for everyone to strategize and collect the players they want, whereby you're still getting a Connor McDavid card. If you get a Connor McDavid autograph here, it's a great card. It is what it is. But the gameplay is a much more level playing field for everybody.
Cool. Well, David, why don't you show us a little bit how this works here?
Okay.
When we go to Upper Deck epac, if we go to the
so as normally,
dashboard here,
you go up here to your right side icon and then click onto the dashboard. And once you go into dashboard, then they'll have the icon to show you for the quest link. So right here, this particular screen right here is the actual epac live right now. You can actually see currently how the quest leaderboard is going right now. This user right here currently has 179 points. Now, one thing of distinction, you'll see that there's points here on the left-hand side on this column, and that there's point subjects right here on the right-hand side. These correspond to the individual subjects, such as Aaron Ekblad, Adam Hendrick, Alexander Barkov, and so forth, and obviously more players, as you can see when I scroll down. These points right here on the bottom side correspond to how many points they achieve with that particular player, and if they are the leader or maybe even second place in that particular category, that's how many quest points they would receive. The left side, going back over here, this is the total amount of points that they have based upon an accumulation of all the leaderboard points that they have for the individual player.
All right, now on the test site over here, you've got your collection set up. So how does that, what are the differences we see now that Quest is in play here?
Of course. So biggest notice you'll see is that on the upper right-hand corner of each one, there's going to be a red shield with a corresponding number. That is how many quest points are for that individual card. As most epac users should be aware of, the right side, bottom right side, is how many quantity of that card you have, and the left side icon is showing that it is a physical transferable card. So, for example, the Taylor Hall card has only 1 point, as well as the Anthony Duclair, 1 point. Now, to show you something that might have a little bit of a higher value point would be, for example, scrolling down a little bit. Okay, the Tyler Seguin has 3 points.
And why are the points different on the different cards, David?
So the points themselves, they depend on the rarity of the card, the particular, if it's a mem card, insert card, autograph card. One is also, again, to show rarity and also display other players as well, that commonly everyone's searching for the Connor McDavid or a Jack Eichel. These are giving some of these other players a chance to shine, as well as increasing trade base, fan base within the Quest game.
Cool.
So, touching a little further upon how the points are assigned on the Quest cards, referencing the red shields in the top right corner, it largely is based upon the rarity of the card. And the total number of points can range between 1 point all the way up to 100 points. So the 100-point cards, you're probably wondering, well, how do I get a 100-point card, and why is that card so great? 100-point cards are essentially one-of-ones. So if you have a shield card in here, you got a 100-point card. And as the cards go down and print runs down to maybe a card serial number of 2 copies or 3 copies or 5 copies, it will go down from 100 points down to something like 50 points or 35 points or 25 points. So once you get past, in general, more than 99 copies of a card, you're looking at about a 1-point card. So you're looking for, if you really want to compete in Quest, anything numbered from kind of 25 or lower in serial numbering is a pretty valuable Quest card because you're getting 4 or more Quest points on those cards. So the cool thing about that is if you open a pack of cards and you get a shield of, let's say that's Jonathan Quick. You may not be a Jonathan Quick fan, but you're going to be very hard to beat in the Jonathan Quick category because you got 100 points on 1 card. That means you may choose to, though Quick may not be your favorite player, you may choose to try and collect more Quick cards to ensure you remain in first place. Or you could use it as a very valuable bargaining chip because Mike Hoffman is your favorite player and just get a boatload of Mike Hoffmans. So it's really cool that it is so trader friendly based, and it is so built and baked into player collecting and team collecting. Should be we hope it's a really fun landscape for people to trade their cards around.
Now, Grant, what are some tips that you can provide to give people some help if they want to get started in the Quest game and really go after it?
One of the best tips is to really take a good look at the checklist. And obviously, the checklist is available in online resources, most notably at the Upper Deck website itself. But I would say that spending a good 20-30 minutes carefully looking at that checklist and seeing, well, what players have very few cards in there because I could quickly dominate that category. For example, let me see, Mike Hoffman, I don't know exactly how many cards he has, but he may only have 5 unique cards in the entire checklist, whereas Connor McDavid may have 35 unique cards. So if you found some traders and somebody wanted to give up a Mike Hoffman numbered 5, that's a very valuable card in gameplay, far more valuable than you'd think a Mike Hoffman card normally would be just on secondary market outside of epac and outside of the Quest game. So there's some real interesting strategies that you can incorporate into how you build and trade in the Quest game to get into first and second place categories without necessarily maximizing the total number of dollars you throw at ripping packs. Certainly you'll need to get some packs to get into gameplay, but after that there's some interesting strategies you can use. Another tip I can give is multiplayer cards. There's not a lot of multiplayer cards in the product, but if you have a 4-player or a 6-player card, which they do exist in this product, that card will have active point play for all the featured players on the card. So a 6-player card is actually activating points in all 6 of the applicable player-based categories featured on the card.
That's pretty cool. Now this promotion runs until January 29th. Why'd you want to have a short window on this?
We wanted to create some excitement, and we also didn't want people to kind of wait forever on competing. This is going to be an intense gameplay. We know it's a super premium product. It's a high stakes game. We wanted a fervent atmosphere, and we wanted people to get their rewards sooner rather than later. And also, right around the All-Star game is a good kind of, how could I say, breather for the season and for fans to kind of catch their breath themselves with the game.
Now, fans can buy the product, of course, but they can also use cards already on their collections to trade for these cards, correct?
They absolutely can. You're right. And that's another cool part about epac itself is that there's nothing stopping you from, if you bought a bunch of Upper Deck Series 2 or MVP or 15, 16 UD1, and you've got a bunch of stuff that you want to trade out, it's completely open. You can trade aliens for this stuff. You can trade entertainment for the hockey.
Wow.
Anything you want. If you want to jump in and you've got a favorite player and want to play Quest, you don't necessarily have to buy the Ultimate Collection packs to do so.
Now, you mentioned prizes. Tell us about some of the prizes. Why do people want to win this game?
The prices are pretty cool. Let's face it, again, Ultimate Collection is super premium. The price tag per pack is not cheap, so we had to step up and provide some pretty cool prizes. Now, I've got a nifty printout of some of the cards. This is
But people can see it all online,
there
yeah.
you go. And all these images of these cards actually are online, I believe, David, in the news feed.
Yeah. Right here, yes, in the news posting right here. So again, left-hand side, we're on the actual epac Live website. Everything that you see when something new comes out, always make sure to check the left-hand side where it says news, and anything that comes from us from Upper Deck is going to be right here. So this is a good little kind of introduction news posting that we did for an introduction to epac Quest, and it says about how it works. Here again, here's the important part, the date itself when the game expires. And then here you go when it comes to the pointing. We also have avatars that players can receive for pointing for getting the most points within their particular categories. As well as here are the points that you get for the particular game points. And here are your achievement cards with the values. And here's a cool thing to mention is that when you go into the next tier level award, you also receive the cards before that as well. So not only, for example, if you get between 10 and 24 quest game points, you get what is called the VIP Rookies Tier 4, which is a Connor McDavid card. But you also receive the Tier 3, Tier 2, and Tier 1 cards as well.
And then some of the best cards are pretty darn sweet.
Yeah, once you get to 25 game points, you're looking at autograph cards of some of the greatest players of all time, and obviously the most exciting rookie we've had in at least the past 10 years in Connor McDavid. Beyond the autograph cards, you're getting into cards that really define the heart of the brand of Ultimate Collection, which are the Shield cards. So there are a selection of unsigned and signed Shield cards that can be won at the very top tier of what we call the VIP award cards with Association of Ultimate Collection Quest. So obviously with the Quest game, we wanted to make some exciting cards. The Shield cards are sort of the creme de la creme for the award processes here. So really quickly to clarify, each player, if you win first place on January 29th, if you have the most points in that player's category, you get 5 points. It's almost like frequent flyer points. If you get second place, you get 3 points. You get third place, you get a point. If you get beyond third place, you don't get nothing. But if you win, for example, 10 different player categories, have the 200 plus player categories active in the game today, if you win 10 of them, you would get 50 points right there. 50 points would get you all of the 8 rookie cards, and I think it also gets you the Lemieux autograph,
as well as the Gretzky.
And the Gretzky autograph. That's
pretty
the
awesome.
equivalent. Yeah, all you have to do is win 10 player categories. That's it. There's more than 200 player categories. I think there's more than 250 player categories.
Wow.
286, I believe, if I'm correct, but don't quote me. So you can see there's some pretty exciting prizes, and as stated, if you get to 50 points, you get the Gretzky, but you also get the Lemieux as well, and you get all the other 8 rookie cards. As you go further up, you start getting more and more stuff. So hopefully it's a pretty exciting award strategy that we've applied to the game as well.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.